Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Money Level Show. Um, Early morning, just get started. But, we have some news that I want to chime in on. And this isn't going to be a long recording, a long live stream, but we got some things to get into. So I'm going to go ahead and kick the intro, and then we will be right back at it. All right.
Think. Act. And prosper. You are now tuned into the Money Level Show.
All right, everyone, we're back. So I just want to first, just look at a few things. We had the PCE numbers come out today. We also have some big news out of the White House regarding investment in uranium and, nuclear energy, which we know that that comes from uranium. And so we're going to look at that. And then we're also going to look at just the charts in terms of, gold, silver, where are we at with that? And I mean, just look at it and see where it could go from here. So that's what we're going to dive into today. So I'm gonna go ahead and share screen. Boom. All right. So here we are. Okay. So first, just looking at, the markets today, I mean, we see that, not whole lot of movement. I mean, you have the NASDAQ down, Dow, it's up positive on the day, but it's down from this all-time highs, 40,000 and such. Over here, we see that gold and silver, silver's down about 2.5%. Let's go ahead and look into silver here. All right, so we had silver have a significant rise. I mean, it rose above, 32 dollars an ounce. What was it, 32.50? It touched above 32.50. I don't think it closed above there, but we see that it's cooled off since then, and it's hovering at $30, which is fine. I mean, because in bull markets, I mean, everything just can't go up straight up forever. I mean, look at this candlestick here. I mean, it opened at 25, about $25, and then it just spiked up to close to $30, and then it closed at $26. So that's just, I mean, that's volatility, obviously, but as you can see, I mean, it's touched above $30, quite a few times. Here it touched above $30. It almost touched $30 here, and then we had a break above $30 finally. And it's been a while since silver done this. I mean, I think the last time it's broke above $30 it's back in 2011. I mean, here, if we're looking at $30 here, it was around this time frame here. Let me see if I can. Okay, yeah, I have to drag the chart. Let's go. Let's see. Silver broke above 30. If we go to $30. Back in 2011. So the last time it broke above it, and I mean, it went as high as, almost touching $50 an ounce. I mean, currently we're seeing that silver just, broke above it, and it's staying above it. So we could see another significant move up if we were to look at it in terms of how it looked in 2011. I mean, it broke above $30. I mean, then you had a close below here, and I believe we look at the monthly chart. So broke below here, and then it just skyrocketed again, and just these huge green candles. These were just bullish months here. So so we can see that silver, it's still at this early breakout phase, and I think that it's gonna go higher. That's my opinion. All right, so let's go ahead and look at gold. Let's see what's happening with gold here. All right, switching over to trading view. All right, so we see with gold, gold obviously broke above all-time highs measured in dollars, and what I'm looking at here with gold is a bullish flag. Here we see that I'm not gonna draw it because I'm just not very proficient with it. I understand the concepts of like technical analysis, but I'm not a good drawer. I've been practicing a little bit, but I'm not gonna draw it live. So the I see a bullish flag. So if we see that the flagpole, touches up here, right? This is the flagpole. You see a big bullish move, and then you see a consolidation. So you see the bottom of the flag here, and then you see the top of the flag here. So that's the consolidation, and it's within that channel, that bullish flag channel. And so it's only a matter of time before gold breaks higher, I believe, and based off, just looking at the charts. And then obviously, we have the macro factors of central banks buying gold, people in China buying a lot of gold and stuff, and people just don't want to be in treasuries or the dollar. You got the BRICS nations buying gold. There was some recent news about India taking its its gold holdings from was the London vaults, I believe. So I'm actually look for that article here in a second. Um, so yeah, I mean, I just think that gold is going to go a lot higher. So let's see. Okay, here we go. I'm going to actually bring this up from Reuters. All right. So we see that India central bank moves 100 tons of gold from UK to domestic vaults. So they brought it from UK and brought it within their country. India Central Bank has moved a little more than 100 metric tons of gold from the UK to its domestic vaults. A similar quantity of the precious metal might be coming to the country in coming months, the report said, adding that the move was for logistical reasons and diversified storage. Um, let's see, they held a total of 822 tons of gold at March end, of which 408 tons were held domestically. So they had about half of their gold held domestically, and then they took another significant portion of their total gold and brought it back into their domestic holdings. Central banks globally have been increasing gold reserves held in gold, often seen as a hedge against currency volatility and geopolitical risks. The RBI decided to move gold to India as the stock was building up overseas, and they did not immediately reply to Reuters for a comment. So we see that central banks are buying gold. People are wanting to bring their gold back into their own vaults. So yeah, so I think that this is significant. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump over to inflation really quick uh, before we end on uranium. But here we see that the Fed's favorite inflation gauge shows slows in April while price increases remain sticky. So we had the latest reading of the Fed preferred inflation gauge showed that inflation slowed in April. The PCE, personal consumption expenditures, it strips out energy and food because they say that food and energy are just so volatile. But I mean, those are the main things that people consume, So we see that. Um, uh, so it rose 0.2% in April, in line with Wall Street's expectations, but lower than the 0.3% increase seen in March. So it's lower than March, but it's still going the opposite direction of where the Fed wants it. The Fed wants it at 2%. Was up 2.8% over the prior year in April, in line with estimates and unchanged from the annual increase seen in the last 2 months. So we see here the Fed's target is here, 2%, and PCE inflation is remaining at about 3.5%. So it came down from March, but it's still not getting close to the Fed's target. The report comes as markets have been adjusting to the prospect of the Federal Reserve holding interest rates higher for longer than initially feared. As of Friday morning, investors were pricing a roughly 50-50 chance the Fed's first interest rate cut comes in September. So inflation staying sticky. The Fed doesn't seem to be moving on interest rates. So we see that higher for longer can mean more pain in markets, more pain in people's pockets and such. And so, yeah, I think that's where we're at with inflation. It's going to stay sticky for a while. Um, so I want to jump over to this specific article here on Zero Hedge. This article talks about White House embraces nuclear, makes biggest push in 5 decades for clean atomic power. The Biden administration has finally taken significant steps to revitalize America's nuclear power industry, a move likely to upset radical leftists, environmentalists funded by shady non-governmental organizations. The administration recognizes that nuclear power is critical to reaching 100% reliable carbon pollution-free electricity by 2035, rather than relying solely on unreliable solar and wind energy sources for the power grid. Um, After all, AI data centers need reliable power. The nuclear renaissance has been a ZH theme for several years. Um, alongside renewable power sources like wind and solar, a new generation of nuclear reactors is now capturing the attention of a wide range of stakeholders for nuclear energy ability to produce clean, reliable, and meet the needs of a fast-growing economy driven by President Biden's investing in America's agenda and manufacturing boom. So it says the administration recognizes that decarbonizing our power system, which accounts for a quarter of the nation's greenhouse gas emissions, represents a pivotal challenge requiring all expertise and ingenuity our nation can deliver. All right, so yeah, so I mean, the White House is saying like, hey, we need nuclear, we need clean energy. This is a more reliable source of base load power, and yeah, we need to up our game. I mean, plus they just banned Russian uranium, so they're not importing that, and they got a specific time limit on that for utility companies. We've talked about, the big huge companies like Google, Microsoft, and Amazon investing in nuclear power. So I mean, I just think that these nuclear power, these uranium stocks are going to go a lot higher, as you can see here. I mean, uh, uranium stocks have soared since we pushed out the theme on December 5th, 2020. So we can see the soaring prices of uranium stocks, and as well as uranium spot prices. So that's the news on uranium right there. I mean, at 28,000 people viewed it. Dang, they got a lot of viewers. So yeah, and then if you want to go dive deeper into this, I'm not gonna read it this morning. I have some things I got to do. I got to get to work. Some of us still got jobs, right? But you can look at this the White House website, and it says fact sheet: Biden-Harris administration announces new steps to bolster domestic nuclear energy industry and advance America's clean energy future. And they have a long article that you can read. I guess it ain't too long, but it is a lot of words. So yeah, you can check that out. If you want to dive deeper, I'll probably read it at some point just to see what's going on. But yeah, I'm not going to do that this morning. All right, y'all take care. I will be uploading some new interviews here soon. I got some good guests coming on. You all are in for a treat. So looking forward to that. And you all have a blessed day, and we will catch up soon. All right. Peace.